religion. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I hate religion. Why? I hate religion. Religion is the thing that keeps people boxed in. It keeps you in bondage. Religion. Religion is those people that comes with all the rules and regulations of what to do and what not to do. That's religion. Religion will keep someone that wants to seek the Creator, that wants to be liberated and set free, bound. That's what religion does. I despise religion. Despise it. You see, religion are those Pharisees that would tell you, oh no, why are you talking to that person? Or what are you doing over there? Or why are you doing what you're doing? That's religion. See, the Bible says that the letter killeth, but the Spirit gives it life. And too many times we get caught up into religion instead of having a relationship. See, it's because I have a relationship with my Creator is the reason why I can talk the way that I talk without any apologies, without caring what people think and how they might feel, because I'm dealing with these subject matters. Because too many times in the church I found that, of course, the pulpit is used and it is sacred, but we pick and choose those things that we want to address. So what happens if you have someone that comes to you and they're filled with lust and demons, and They're trying to escape the promiscuity and the battlefield that is in their mind. And how do you handle that person? What happens to that person that may be struggling with their sexuality and don't know exactly who they are, but in their body they're feeling one thing, but their mind is telling them something else? What happens to those people? That's why I hate religion, because religion would tell those people, oh no, you got to stay over there. We have to separate ourselves from you. That's what religion does. Religion divides. Religion tries to control and manipulate. Religion will separate and bring about discord and keep those who are seeking the one that created them out. Oh yes, I despise religion. Religion will keep you bound. That's why I talk about it in my book. See, religion would have these particular topics that I'm speaking about to be cast away. And perhaps some may even shut me out because I'm talking about things like sex toys. A woman of virtue talking about sex toys? A woman of faith? A woman of the word? A holy woman is talking about sex toys? That's what religion will frown upon, that subject. The chase, how big is too big? Know your size? Yeah, religion will shut it down before it even gives it an opportunity to be heard. Religion silence the mouth of those who want to be free. No, not religion. Relationship. You have to have a relationship with the one that created you. Because you see, he has created you with all of those senses that you have. Taste, smell, hearing, sight, touch, all of those. He's created the sexual side of you as well as the spiritual side of you. See, we're mind, body, and spirit, and we can't separate our parts. So what happens when you tap into the sensual side of you and you want to pull that out? What happens to that person? They're cast away. That's what religion does. That's why I believe that I'm on this assignment to do what I'm doing, because I hate religion with a passion, but I love relationship with my Creator. Hey guys, hello everybody, welcome to So happy that you stopped by to share with us on today. We're getting ready for another intriguing conversation. We're going to go over the review. We'll have a little reading of chapter 5. It's been 5 days already, guys. 5 days we've been reading and reviewing, and you all have been so shy. You haven't been asking any questions. You have not asked not one single question, and I know you have them. I know you do. So listen, we're going forth on tonight, and again, those of you that are already in this space, don't be shy, guys. Go ahead and share and invite someone, tag someone into this space with us to share with us on tonight, to read with us, or to just listen in. For those of you that already have your book, we're going to go forth in chapter 5 on tonight. And if you have your book, get ready, get your book out. I already said, those of you that have already read your book, I hope you are reading, growing from this book, because listen, if you apply these principles that are written in the book, I promise you it will change your life. It is a paradigm shift to shift you to the next level. There's some things in life that you're going to understand a lot clearer, a lot differently. We talked about manage your time as it relates to manage your time in chapter 4. We walked through those time killers, time stealers, those time setters and time changes. Listen, guys, you want to understand the seasons, the cycles, and the time. Understand the shift. And when you understand the shift, I promise you, it's a game changer. It literally changed my life in every season now that I see it a lot more clearly. I can spot my season and know that when it's going to change and when the season is getting ready to shift, I can spot it, guys. I can sense it. I can almost smell it. It's just like smelling rain before the rain comes. So you want to be intrigued on today. We're getting ready to go in chapter 5. We talked on yesterday, our chapter, we spoke about the chase on yesterday. So listen, we're getting ready to go forward even more. We're going in a little further. It's going to get a little deeper. Okay. So just walk with me through this. Put your spiritual hat on, take off your religious glasses, take off your religious hat, and I've already told you to put your lap scarf down on the side. You'll be all right through here. Okay. There's a difference between religiosity and spirituality. It's two different things. Okay. So this is for the mature and those who understand what it means to be spiritual. Okay. So we're going to walk through this step by step. Starting with our book entry, shifting your paradigm to produce positive, life-changing results. We already gone through chapter 1, market your product. We understand what marketing is. Marketing is your advertisement. You are your own billboard. You are your aura. Your advertisement is your aura, your presence. You have a certain aroma about you when you enter into the space, okay? And so it's very important. And as I said before, when you raise your price, your value, your self-worth, guess what? You raise your standard. You raise your standard. So it's all about marketing. Like, who are you? Why would someone even take interest in you? Why would they even consider you? Right? All of the things that we want and those things that we wish to attract in life, those goals and dreams that we have set, what are we doing to achieve them? And so, of course, in market your product, I will take you step by step and you'll understand the principle to it all. And so we went forward with market your product and make the investment. What are you investing in? Matter of fact, let me ask you this question. When was the last time that you invested in you? When was the last time that you invested in you as it relates to coaching, getting a life coach, getting a mentor, a spiritual covering, an ambassador? When was the last time you invested in you? Taking a course, a trade, going to school, a craft, whatever it is. A lot of times we want others to invest in us and we're not willing to pull in the work to invest in ourselves. So invest in yourself. Do what you got to do to polish your craft, to go to the next level. Whatever your path is, whatever your purpose is, whatever your vision is, invest in you. All right, so that is chapter 2. And then we're here at manage your time, guys. That's one of my favorite chapters because listen, the way you spend your time, how you spend your time, who you spend your time with says everything about you. And it also says something about the person that is spending their time with you. A person that spends time with you values you. Did you know that? They value you. If you find a person that has no time for you, that will not take time out or carve time out of their schedule just to hear what you have to say or just to say hello, they don't value you. They don't respect you. They don't honor you. So manage your time wisely, guys. We talked about those time stealers, time killers, time changers, and time setters. Go and read Intrigue and find out which one are you. And you will also find out which one of those have come into your life. Maybe you've let some time stealers come in. Maybe you've let some time killers come in your life in some season. Maybe you might be the time changer and the time setter, or perhaps you're the one that's soaking it all up and stealing everybody's time and draining them, leaving them depleted without pouring anything back in. So understand and manage your time well. And listen, we went to chapter 4, the chase. The chase is a hot topic. It's a hot chapter. Chasing all of those things that are temporal. looking for love in all the wrong places, being so caught up in the flesh and in the lust of the eye, the pride of life, chasing after waterfalls. And you find yourself going a dark street, back dark alleys, going to a dead end in a roadblock, only to discover the thing that you're chasing. Listen, when you begin to go after hard after the one that have created the things that you're chasing instead of the things, you will understand. You would understand those things will begin to chase you down. They will begin to chase you, will attract it. You will gravitate. You don't have to go searching and looking. All right, that's I'm giving you all just a brief synopsis of each chapter as we move along for the review. You don't mind at the end of these chapter readings, you can ask me whatever questions you like. Please put your questions up in the comment section, in the comment section rather. Wait until the Q&A time, and I will go back and we'll address those questions. Okay, if you put them up before, then I may miss it. So why don't you take out your pencil and paper? You have time to jot those questions down that you might want to ask. Please do that. You know, a good student prepares, right, and practice and are ready to ask the right questions. So that's what we're doing here. That's the reason why I wanted to do this. Also, to celebrate my birthday with you guys. You know, on July 23rd, I will be celebrating my birthday. I will be turning 55 on July 23rd, and I'm excited about it. So glad to be alive and well and breathing and in this space just to engage you all and to share these nuggets with you all. Okay, so now we've gone from the chase in chapter 5, chapter 4, and now this is where we are today. Know your size. This is a deep one. I hope you're ready for it. Only the mature ones in this space. Go ahead and tag a friend, invite someone in. Why don't you share, tag, and invite? Share, tag, and invite. Okay, we're here at chapter 5, Know Your Size. Let me tell you what page it's on. Page 65. It's on page 65. So we're going to get ready to prepare for our reading. And I am just going to go ahead and turn my music off so we can get right into the discussion of this chapter. All right, while I'm doing this, why don't you go tag somebody, invite somebody in this space? You know how we did it on Matters of the Heart. You come into the room, you got to bring someone else in with you, right? You want to make sure that sharing is caring, guys. Don't be stingy and don't be shy. Let's share, let's share, let's share. And also remember to ask those questions at the end of the chapter, okay? Make sure you're asking those questions at the end of the chapter. So we're getting ready. It's on page 65, I believe I said. We're getting ready for the reading for Know Your Size, chapter 5. So if you're there, let's go. Let's read. If you're not there, listen in. You can also get a copy of my book. Go to MaryJaeEnterprise.com, MaryJaeEnterprise.com, and you can receive your own personal copy. There's a sale right now on Amazon and on my website. Go there. It will lead you to directly to the Amazon link and also the ebook. Okay, so you can get it. You can get it today. And if you just want to listen in, I love having you listening in and sharing. All right, on this subject matter. So let's go into the reading on page 65. Those of you that's already have the book, you bought the book, get your book out and let's go, because you already know. If you've already read it, I'm here for you. If you have any questions, if you haven't read it, you got the book, you put it down and you haven't gotten to it. Yes, let's do it tonight, okay? All right, Know Your Size. Know Your Size, chapter 5. And I'm going to begin reading with you all. And it reads, people come in many shapes and sizes. No one is created the same. The world is an abstract of colors, customs, and cultures. Some are tall, short, fat, or skinny. Some have pear, round, or hourglass shape.
No matter how uniquely shaped you are, you should dress appropriately to your proportion. If you are pear shaped, never wear garments that fit tightly to your bottom. And if you are round, try staying away from horizontal stripes and prints and patterns. If you are short, avoid wearing long garments that you will get lost in. Okay, you have to keep an open mind as we read. Remember, shifting your paradigm because it's going to take a turn. So stay with me, okay? It is important to know your measurements so that you can have the best possible fit. Clothes that is tailor fit always looks best. A tailor made suit styled and cut to fit you will never be to your liking without the proper measurements. You should know if you are a size 6 with a 29-inch waist or a 36 with a 17 and a half neck for our men or 14 or 42 inch chest. Are you as interested in knowing the measurements of your mate's sexual organ? Are you? Wow. I just lost most of you. I know I did. I know I did. The question is, listen, does size really matter? How ironic it is to be browsing through a store preparing to pick up a gift and overhearing the conversations of young single women taking place in the next hour regarding to the size of their potential mate's sexual organ. It is not surprising to discover that singles may take more interest in their sexual preferences than those who are married. The rest of the world is so much wiser than we are. Taking time to satisfy your partner's sexual desires is important in relationships. However, you may have become so accustomed to going through the motions that you have lost your sexual desire, drive, or interest. I'm going to stop for a moment right there and help some of you all out. Those who have questions that don't want to ask, let me help you out through here. This actually happened. I was actually in a store buying a bridal gift for a loved one. And there was a conversation taking place on the next aisle of two young, beautiful women. And I knew they were single by their conversation because no person that is married that would have another conversation with another woman discussing the size of her partner's penis. And this actually was taking place. But listen. And it was not a conversation that you had to lean in. It was a conversation that was openly discussed, where you can hear it if you were all the way at the end of the aisle. I was on the next aisle and I heard it. But what I thought about that was very, very interesting to me. That someone would take the time to really want to know the size of their sexual partner's organ. And I thought, I know if I had to ask this question to married women, they would be appalled, right? But here's the thing, why do singles be more in tune and involved in satisfying their partners? Now, I'm not talking about getting into the sex things. Listen, this is holistically all across the board because I know that I'm speaking to people from all walks, all over the world. And those that will stop by to listen to the replay, I want to make sure you get it, right? But let me just put this disclaimer out there, okay? I am single. I once was married. I am divorced. But I am a single woman that is wholly that practice abstinence. Okay, I'm going to say that again. I am a single, holy woman of God that practice abstinence. But I thought it was so interesting that these women were talking and having this conversation, which is why I wrote it in my book. Now let's read on, because I said this. Taking time to satisfy your partner's sexual desires is important in relationships. And it is. Married relationships, that's the one that I am referring to. But in any relationship, if you are with a partner, when it comes to satisfying them sexually, it's important. I don't believe in fornicating, but where you are with your partner, if you marry that partner and you do not satisfy them sexually, it's going to be a problem. I'm not talking about pornography. Um, let's read on. Let's read on because I'll give it away before I get there. However, you may have become so accustomed to going through the motions, understand that you have lost your sexual desire, drive, and interest. Let's stop there. Many people, single people, that get involved sexually, let's use that as an example, and get into the act of sex and be very sexually active. But now you are husband and wife, and this is where we are. That you have lost your sexual desire, your drive, or your interest. Why is that? Why now? Right? Why you were doing all this other stuff before? Dropping it like it's hot. Why you were doing backing it up? Why you were doing all that other stuff before? And now you've wed. You said I do. You did. And now you're going to bed with rollers in your hair, jogging pants on, you know, all of that stuff, sleeping on one side of the bed, curling up so your feet won't touch, all of that stuff. Why is that? You weren't doing that before, were you? Let's continue reading. This is a place where so many marriages fail. If the average married couple was asked the question, do you know the measurement of your mate's sexual organ? The answer would be an astounding no. In fact, most married couples would have never considered such and would become embarrassed, even insulted by the question. Have you noticed that whenever women attend bridal bachelorettes or co-ed showers, it is usually the young single woman having the most fun, participating, winning, and enjoying all the games, while those who are married sit around quietly and bashfully, not really wanting to participate or comment. And that's what happened at this shower that I went to. All of the single girls was out there having a grand time, winning all of the wonderful prizes. But the married ones were really, very reserved, very embarrassed, not even wanting to participate in some of the games. But should that be the opposite, don't you think? Let's continue. Surely this should be the other way around. Married couples should be just as excited and impulsive as anyone in the room. And the older women should teach the younger. Instead, we have a younger generation knowing, doing, and experiencing more. Could it be that the many years have spiraled downward and you have lost your sexual peak? Or maybe the time spent caring for a family and maintaining a career has left you physically drained? Or perhaps your partner no longer satisfied your sexual cravings. Remember I said all of what you were doing before? Now that you're married, you're no longer interested in doing that. You're no longer interested in having sex. You're no longer interested in satisfying your partner sexually. Hmm. Could it be because of life? You may have become so busy with the affairs of life and no sex, and I'm sorry, and now sex has become a duty, an assignment, or chore. It is on your to do list. You have penciled it in on your calendar, and maybe you will get around to it at some point. In many instances, these situations occur when there is very little communication and consideration for one another. When there is a lack of communication in a relationship, doors open into other areas, such as stress, lack of communication. Stress comes in a marriage, depression, loneliness, insecurity, doubt, fear, and infidelity. Newsflash, just in case you did not know this already, communication is key. Sex is an essential component in a relationship, and communication is the key that unlocks the door to intimacy. Intimacy, intimacy is mental, physical, and spiritual. I wish I had known all of the things that God has inspired me to write years ago to my younger self. If someone could have said, the person that you will marry is the most important decision that you could ever make in life. The person that you lay with and have sex with is one of the most important decisions that you could ever make in life. Besides accepting the Lord Jesus Christ, the person that you choose to have children with is one of the most important decisions that you could ever make in your life. Those are the top three. If someone could have said that, think about it. You would you would understand it a lot better and you would choose differently. You would become more wiser in your decision making because sex is mental, it's physical, and it is spiritual. You can't separate it. You can't separate it. It's mental, it's physical, and it is spiritual. If you do not communicate, how would you know what the other person is thinking, feeling, or wanting? Everyone must know his or her size. In other words, you must know what fits right, looks right, feels right to you. It is okay to converse before, during, and after sexual intercourse. It's okay to it's okay to converse. It's okay to talk while having sex. It's okay to say what feels good to you. It's okay to say what does not. It's okay, guys. It's okay. A lot of times we pervert what should not be perverted. We pervert sex when God made sex and God made sex good. Yes, he made it for married people, but why do we pervert it outside of marriage? And why do inside of marriage those things that we desire, we pervert that, right? It's a mindset. It's the way you see it, the way you look at it. It's how you perceive a thing. But that's not what God intended. That's just the way you perceived it. Because even, I'm going to give you an example, even right here while I'm talking about sex, there are some people that will not come on, but they will go back and watch the replay. You know why? Because they're curious, but yet they're too embarrassed or too shy and don't want anybody to think that they were interested in such subject. You see what I mean? But they will go back and watch the replay. But those same people, how do you view your marriage as it relates to sex? Because many times what we teach is don't do it, but we never tell why not. We say things like, that's going to hurt. That's not going to feel good. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, don't do that till you get married. We teach all the wrong things, and we wonder why our children, and even us, we ourselves grow up looking at it in a perverted way. So we begin manifesting that type of behavior. We think that is dirty and nasty. We think that that's something that we shouldn't do, but we were never taught, and it was never explained. So we grow up with the mindset of not understanding it, and then looking toward all of this other stuff that's out there and thinking that's what it means. And we pervert our own sexual senses, our own intuition of what sex really is and how it's supposed to be. Sex is good, and God made sex, and God made sex good. Okay, where do we leave off? Okay, I think we're here. I think we're here. Let me start from this sentence and I catch it right there. Okay. While those who are married sit around quietly and bashfully, not really wanting to participate or comment. Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. I passed that. I passed that part. Here we are. Here we are. Right here. Okay. Say things like this. Does that hurt? Is that too much? Do you prefer this way? How does that feel? Is that good? Am I pleasing you? That's the picture that you should be painting with your partner. It should not be something that is perverted and aggressive or just selfish. That's not the picture that you should paint. Sex with your partner should be a work of art. It should be like a naked canvas with a paintbrush and with every stroke that you are designing and you are creating a masterpiece. That's what sex is. That's how God intended it to be. But we have a preconception of what we think it should be, or we've laid with so many people that have perverted it, and now that's what we expect. That's not the way that it was intended or designed to be. But here we go. Conversation stimulates the mood. It says, you are here with me. You are considerate and you care. Now the chemistry has increased and you want more. And it's okay. It's okay. And we're almost finished this chapter on chapter 5. It's okay if you want more. It's okay if you are sexually active. It's okay if you are in tune with self and you understand what it means to feel good and to be loved by your husband or by your wife. It's okay. It's okay, guys. Conversation stimulates the mood. It says you are here with me, you are considerate, and you care. Now the chemistry has increased and you want more. Not only is sex satisfying and rewarding, but sex is also very spiritual. That is why there is so much warfare. Here it is. There's so much warfare in relationships when it comes to sex. I told you before you were married, you were having sex if you weren't a virgin, and yeah, you were having sex. You probably were having sex with partners before the one you married. Or maybe perhaps you saved yourself for the one that you were joined to. But nevertheless, once you got committed to that person, once you said I do, what happened? What happened? We already talked about it. Life happened, children happened, bills happened, right? So much take place. And then we begin to spiral downward. And a lot of times, listen, a lot of times, let me tell you, sex is like a muscle. Intercourse is like a muscle. I said intercourse, intimacy, intimacy. What does intimacy mean? It means, what do you see in me? Listen, before the light goes off, before we lay our head on the bed, on the pillow, what do you see into me? And that's the act of sex. Act, man. I wish we can just get this. And the reason why I believe that God has me on this assignment, because too many Christians, too many marriages are dying and failing in the name of Jesus. Because we paint this picture that is supposed to be something differently, and it's not. It's not. And a lot of times we can't engage with our partners and we can't be free sexually because we have all this other stuff going on up here that should not be there. We have all of these other images in our mind that should not be there. But when you see into me and I see into you and we're one with God and it's a unity, it's a beautiful portrait. It's a beautiful canvas. It's a beautiful painting waiting to be displayed. That's what it is. And so now that you are stroking in all the right angles and all the right positions, and you are considerate, you are considerate of your partner, the way they feel, what they desire, what pleases them, what satisfies them, and you're not selfish. Now, yeah, there's a stimulation now. There's chemistry now. Now that person is being satisfied and pleased. Yes, they want more of that. Give me more of that. Give me more. That's what it's intended to do. But we go to bed with rollers on and hair scarves and shower caps and jogging pants and socks and fully clothed because we don't want to be touched. Because we're hoping that, and I'm talking to the women, we're hoping that by the time he gets to bed, we're already sound asleep so we won't be awakened. Why? Why is that? You know why that is? It's because there has been a communication breach. It's because somebody, one partner or both, are not being satisfied. It's because somebody is being selfish and they're not performing intimacy. They're not seeing into me. They're not seeing into their partner. You don't see into that person. You're not tapping into them. That what makes them move, what makes them tick, what stimulates them, what causes them to be focused. Why is all this thought going off in their mind? And they're tightening up and their muscles are tightening up and they're not expanding, they're contracting because they're so tense and they think that it's going to hurt. Why is that? Because someone is insensitive. Someone is uncaring. Someone is not considerate. Somebody in this act is selfish. But when you communicate and both parties are satisfied, and you're not bringing all of these perverted images that you have seen and expecting that from your other partner, sex is good. Sex is on one accord. How can two walk together unless they be agreed? How can you unite with another unless you agree? If you are united, you are one flesh. So one flesh should feel when the other person is uncomfortable, is unassured, is insecure. One flesh will feel that from their other partner. And that is why you're not having good sex. That is why it's not exciting. That is what I had someone tell me, that they don't need any lingerie because they don't want to excite their husband. And I'm thinking, wow, why wouldn't you want to excite him? Why not? I'm sure you were exciting him before you said I do. Why wouldn't you want to excite him? You know why? Because that tells me there's something that one person either has some sexual trauma and some issues that they have not revealed or released or expressed, or the other person is selfish or insensitive, or there's no communication between the two. Know your size. Know what feels right. Know what feels right to you. Know what looks right on you. And we're going to get into the next chapter on tomorrow. How big is too big? We're going to talk about that. If you're not scared to come into this space, we're going to share and we're going to talk about that. Now, where have I left off here? Okay. Not only is sex satisfying and rewarding, but sex is also very spiritual. That is why there is so much warfare in relationships when it comes to sex. It is two souls, listen, it is two souls connecting as one. When two can walk together and connect spiritually, they become a force to be reckoned with. That's why the enemy is attacking marriages hard. That's why the enemy is driving wedges in the bedroom. That is why the bed, the Bible said, is honorable in the sight of God, and the bed is undefiled, because the enemy wants to come and pervert it. The enemy wants to come and defile it. How does he do that? We give him the weapons to do it, because we're not even expressing what we really want with our partner, but we seek it from someone else or something else, whether it's some substance or lusting behind another person or pornography or all of that stuff. That is why. Because the devil knows that when two come together to become one, they are a force to be reckoned with. Sex does so many things in a marriage union. It does so much. When you are in harmony with your partner, it changes the course of your emotions, eliminates stress, and it ignites passion. That's what happens. Does sex really matter? Yes. Does size really matter? The chapters know your size. Does size really matter? Is bigger better? That's the question. That's the question. I love you too, beautiful. Thank you, heart. Is bigger better? Does size really matter? I said certainly not. What matters is how well you fit, meaning how well you connect, represent, and perform as one. Know your size. Know your size. How well do you fit with that person? How well do you connect with that person? How well do you perform as one with that person? Is it just a sex act? Is it just lust? Or is it two people coming together for a mutual goal? And I'm not talking about just to get an orgasm. I'm talking about a mutual goal, a mutual vision. to understand there is something special that we can build together. Because if two come together and agree, you would be a force to be reckoned with. So if sex isn't satisfying, it's not stimulating, you cringe, there can be a whole lot going on. First of all, it can be perversion that is going on with the partner or both, right? And so you have all of these other avenues and spirits that are entangling into your bedroom. All of that is coming in. And you can't even enjoy the person that you're with sexually because your mind and emotions are filled with all of these other images and people and things and contractions and all of that, that you can't even engage with the person that you're with. That's one reason. The other is you're selfish and you want to get yours. Whether it's the man or the woman, you're selfish and you're in it for yourself. You're not in it to come together and to mesh and gel with each other. You're selfish. You're coming in it because you want to conquer. You're not trying to please. In many cases, when it comes to a person not really enjoying the stimulation of sex, it is because the other partner is not listening. They're not paying attention. They're not in tune with the person's emotions, with their flexibility. You will be able to see and sense it. The other thing, maybe somebody is not uh, true to their partner. Infidelity. That's another reason. Somebody stepped out of the framework of marriage, and now they're laying there with you, but their mind is somewhere else. They're laying there with you, but they're seeing someone else. And so you wondering why this is not feeling the same and it's not feeling the way that it used to, is because they're with a whole nother person. The other thing could be that, as I said, that person is harsh and aggressive, and they're just not in tune and in sync with what you desire. And here's something else for our ladies. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes it can be our hormones. Sometimes it can be our emotions and how we feel, or our menstrual cycle. Sometimes it can be fibroids. Sometimes it can be cysts. Those things. And that's something that we have to go and have a look at. So it can be a number of things. But know your size is really about understanding who you're with. Know if that person fit well with your vision. Know if that person gel well with your assignment. Can that person help you grow? Can that person help you get to the next level in life? Help me meet the help. That's what a help meet does. You have a helper and there are needs that must be met. Help meet the needs of the helper. And so come together and sync with one another and grow together. That's the chapter, guys, of Know Your Size. If you have any questions, let's open up for our Q&A. Hope I explained as much as I could during this time. We're not going to be before you much longer. This is the longest that we've been together on our chapter, and the chapters are going to get deep towards the end. Okay. That's the beginning. Know your size. Our scripture references at the end of the chapter, and you can jot these scriptures down for those of you that don't have the book, or those of you that have the book but don't have it in your hand. Jot down these scripture references of know your size. Luke 16, Luke chapter 16, verse 8 in the King James Version. Luke chapter 16, verse 8. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31. Please go back and review. And those who would come here to listen to the replay, when you hear it, go back and review these scriptures. Go back and read them. Ephesians 5 and 31, I said. Amos 3, Amos chapter 3, verse 3. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 26. And Corinthians 15 and 33. Okay, any questions? Any questions, anybody? Okay, I am checking for any questions. No questions? No questions, guys? That's it for tonight. All right, we're right at the hour, guys. This is the longest that we've shared tonight. I wanted to make sure I had to expound upon this because I couldn't just read it to you all, just free flow reading through. Because for those who may not have an open mind to understand and connect in the things of the spirit, they would miss that totally of everything that is being expressed in this chapter. And like I said, that when it was written, I wrote it to reach everyone, not just the church. It was designed with that intention to reach the entire world, because especially though, I would say especially in the church, that there's so many Christians that marriages are failing in the name of the Lord. But we have to do better, right? And we will do better. We're going to shift our belief system. We're going to tear down all of those old paradigms that cause us to believe things that has nothing to do with God. You know, we're going to tear down all of those generational curses and all of those stumbling blocks and all of those boundaries and limitations that we have set for ourselves. But God is a big and mighty God, guys. He's a big and mighty God. He's an awesome God. He's a he's an awesome God. He's an awesome God. And he is bigger than anything that you can imagine or think. Don't box him in. Don't box him in. And don't allow people to box you in. Don't allow people to minimize what God has put in you and to tell you that it is not so, because they don't understand and they can't perceive. They don't understand your vision because the vision was not given to them. Okay? The vision was not given to them. So we're going to go and we're going to continue on chapter by chapter, page by page. Listen, guys, you're going to be intrigued before we finish. If you have not already been intrigued, you're going to be intrigued, because I wrote this, all of this, chapter by chapter. I really began writing my book while I was in the process of getting a divorce, while I was homeless in a hotel room for 45 days, while I was in my bedroom, in my guest bedroom, I should say, with the door locked, looking at the ceiling, hearing from God. I began to pen this and type this stuff because God began to download it in me. And so I wanted to share it with you all. I wanted to share it with you all, to let you all know we got to stop all of this foolishness, and we got to stop caring about what people think and how people feel and what they might say. And what have God said to you? Let me stop, because it's an hour now. We're gonna stop. We're gonna go on to our next chapter on tomorrow. Hope you meet me at the same time in this space, guys. Tomorrow, our subject would be how big is too big. Okay, that is chapter 6 of the book Intrigue. Chapter 6 of Intrigue. How big is too big? We'll talk about that on tomorrow. You can pick up a copy of Intrigue. If you don't already have it, please go to my website. You can get it. You can buy it. You can bless a friend. It's a good gift for weddings, for bridal showers, for married couples, single, divorced, separated. It's a good book to share with those. But you have to have an open mind to understand, what it is actually saying. It's a paradigm shift, shifting your paradigm to produce positive, life changing results. So let's connect on tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'll see you on tomorrow night. Okay, so share this on your page with others so they can join in and they would know that we're coming back on tomorrow. I'm intrigued, guys. I'm intrigued to have you here with me listening and sharing, and I can't wait.